Hey guys, John here with Eagle Nest Farm. Been meaning to start videoing our channel on goats for a long time, and I thought, you know what not a better time to start than today. These are all Nigerian dwarfs, no mixes whatsoever. I mean, anything's possible, but we check their lineage or check their ADGA, if they're see if they're registered, and we buy nothing but registered goats. But after that, we really don't keep track of it because these are just pets to us, and we know they're 100% or feel, enormously confident that they're 100% Nigerian dwarf, and so we've had a pretty good success. Anyway, a lot of this stuff maybe we can pass on to you guys. One thing that immediately came to mind is when you're watching your goats is, if you don't know already, is to check and make sure that they do not have that. So this particular goat is a little bit sickly. We still love her, but she's going to have some scours, and it's usually indicative of a couple indications that should give you is that the goat's either, has coccidiosis, worms, and typically not tapeworm when it's that bad. So you're looking at some other kind of worm, barber pole, or some of these worms that have become resistant to, my throat's dry, I've got some allergies, so bear with me, but they've become resistant to Safeguard and some of the other medications that are available for them. So we're kind of limited to the medicine we get. Is going to have to come from the vet to cure that, and what I get from the vet, and I can't think of the name of it right now, cures it in a day if it's worms. I've already treated her, and my goat's not going to like, goat doctor's not going to like this, but I already treated her for coccidia with toltrazuril. And if you don't know about toltrazuril and you treat your goats for coccidiosis with anything else but that, then I feel your struggle. And I'm not going to endorse toltrazuril. I'm just going to say that after 7 years now of trying to produce what we've got here, which is an extremely healthy herd, toltrazuril will get rid of coccidiosis in like 16, 18 hours, 24 hours. It still takes them a day or two to for their poop to harden back up, but it's not like the fight with Albon or some of these others. Anyway, I'll keep it short for now. Again, this is Eagle Nest Farm, and but I'll probably start some other videos where I walk with the goats, and they're characters. I mean, you can sit out here and watch these guys all day and really enjoy yourself. We've got a pretty good place here, pretty nice, in my opinion. I'm not bragging, but we like it a lot. I put a lot of work into it, cleaning the other side of the hill there over there, so I have a little more greenery for them to forage on. You really need to, so many small details about goats. I could go on too long, but you have to rotate pastures also, because the goats are going to have worms. They're going to have tapeworm. They're going to get pinworm. They're going to, or maybe not pinworm, but some of these other worms, barber pole, and you're just managing it. Is what you're doing, and you're doing it by checking their eyelids to see if they have developed anemia, become anemic because the worms are drinking all their dead gum blood. Another thing I thought of a minute ago, when you're checking your goats, is to feed them over concrete if it's clean, especially if you got rain coming for the next couple days, because you can check their their number 2 and see if it's got any tapeworm in it. And if it's got tapeworm in it, then if they're shedding live tapeworm, you'll see the tapeworms moving, and then you're going to need to treat them with ivermectin. Bimectin, no, ivermectin. Bimectin's a brand. There's a bunch of different companies that put out ivermectin, but you want the ivermectin with boticide, and it'll knock out tapeworm, and you'll see 2 days later, you'll see it start shedding out. It'll startle you if the case was worse than you anticipated. Anyway, that's it for now. Eastern Tennessee, northwest Chattanooga, God's country. It's beautiful out here. I wouldn't change it for anything, but this is our little farm. And I'm not too hip on editing, so I'll probably just start and stop start and stop talking, you know, when it's time to. But anyway, we'll do some more of these where you can just kind of sit and watch these guys, especially when they're feisty. It's just hilarious. And they talk to each other and chase each other and butt heads. All the politics, everything we're dealing with right now, I mean, it just comes right back down here to barnyard politics, or at least it used to. I think it's a little different now, but anyway, life on a farm is fun if you'll let it be, and don't learn the hard way with goats, especially Nigerian dwarfs or any other goat. I think the Nigerian dwarfs are probably the easiest to raise in that they're hardy. They're mischievous, you know. They're going to try to escape. You're going to learn some hard lessons about building fence right the first time. But they're a blast. We got two males here that are chasing this poor female, and it's just it's not right. It probably ought to, if I kept filming him for about 5 minutes, it'd be time to put your 8-year-olds and younger away. Anyway, he gets the job done, and that's what God made him to do. And they come out sometimes within a week acting like they're ready to breed. I've seen some pretty ridiculous stuff from a 10-year-old male kid. It's hilarious. This is that's Darling. Hey, Darling. I bought her from a Guatemalan couple, and they were real proud of their goats. They knew exactly what they had. They were registered, and I always joke with my wife that we saved them from being cabrito, you know, tacos, and I'm joking. And see, that's a problem. The goats kind of eat your trees. You're going to have to shoo them off and guard your trees until they're no longer interested, like that. That one's a bullhead right there. She's going to be hard to get away. Well, but that's another good lesson we just caught on film is, you know, make sure that if you're having, you know, those are hot peppers over there. You can see them. Habanero, jalapeno, some other non-hot peppers that are red, chilies. But if you have anything ornamental out that you like and it's low to the ground, guess what? They're gonna eat it. And if it's, you can see up to about that height, it's gonna be gone. So if you have a $40, $80 Japanese cherry, and you just, you know, put it in the ground a week ago for your wife, listen, don't blow a gasket when you come out and it's nibbled to the ground. That's just what they do. If they had a thumb, they'd be able to climb fences without a doubt. They're a lot of fun, and we just enjoy them. That's a little baby, and I was kind of referring to him when I said he's about 2 weeks old, and he's already a live wire. You know, I'm not going to expound on what I'm talking about, but that boy's on fire. And it's amazing to me they start, you know, getting that urge that young. And yeah, I feel sorry for these females. It's just not right. I guess I probably should have left them with horns so that they could have defended themselves against my, you know, bonehead males. But that's another thing I'll didn't think about is your goats. You know, I'm not saying they need to be dehorned, because they, you know, I guess they could defend themselves with their horns, but if you can help it, don't have a single goat with horns. You'll be finding, depending on how much land you've got, you'll be finding them dead with their horns hung up in the fence. The comment that the grass is always greener on the other side, it's not any truer. And they'll stick their head through. So you serve yourself well by either buying polled or dehorning them at 10 days. And I take them to the vet. I don't do it myself. It's just not even worth it. The vet is we call her the goat doctor in Sail Creek, Tennessee, and she's phenomenal. If you have any problems with goats, you need to hook, or you're thinking about getting into goats, and you don't have somebody that can educate you, you need to talk with her and before you do it, and get schooled properly. You know, there's other problems too. When you have goats that are polled, especially a male, and he accidentally breeds to, you know, a relative of his, you're going to have all kinds of deformities. And it's sad. We've had that here, and had to get rid of goats. We learned that the hard way. And there's nothing worse than, you know, pulling out a little baby that's alive, and it's moving around and kicking, and then it just, you know, it doesn't have a chance. It dies because it wasn't made to be here, and it's really our fault. It's not their fault. I mean, they hash it out in nature, but this isn't nature. Anyway, I think I've talked long enough. This is the first video for Eagle Nest Farms. Hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, I'll get to them as I can, because we are a farm, and I try not to keep this phone with me hardly at all. If I come out here, I leave the phone in the house. I don't answer questions. I don't respond to texts, because if I do, I feel like I'm a slave to this thing, and I've had enough of it. This phone was something I had to jump to. You know, 2 o'clock in the morning, the phone would ring, I jumped, and I responded. I don't have to do that anymore, and I'm not going to unless it's a dire emergency by a family member. I'm just not going to allow it. So hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you again soon.